Admiral James Hawthorne stood on the bridge of the Defiant, his weathered face illuminated by the soft glow of holographic displays. The tension in the air was palpable as he surveyed the small fleet under his command, just 5 ships against an alien armada that outnumbered them 20-1. "Status report," he barked, his steel-gray eyes never leaving the tactical display. Lieutenant Commander David Chen, the Defiant's tactical officer, responded crisply. "Sir, long-range sensors detect the Zar'kesh fleet approaching. ETA to engagement range 15 minutes. Hawthorne nodded grimly. The Zar'kesh, pronounced Zar'kesh, a warrior race that had been pushing into human space for the past 3 years, were relentless in their expansion. This small human colony, New Eden, was their latest target. With the bulk of Earth's fleet engaged elsewhere, Hawthorne's task force was all that stood between the colonists and annihilation. "All right, gentlemen," Hawthorne addressed his command staff. "We knew this day was coming. It's time to show these bastards what humanity is made of. Commander Chen, begin Operation Trojan Horse." "Aye, sir," Chen replied, his fingers dancing across his console. "Deploying stealth drones now." As the minutes ticked by, Hawthorne's mind raced through the plan they'd devised. It was audacious, perhaps even foolhardy, but it was their only hope against such overwhelming odds. The comm crackled to life. "Admiral," came the gravelly voice of Captain Marcus Reeves from the frigate Hermes. "Ready to begin electronic warfare on your mark." "Excellent work," Marcus Hawthorne replied. "Stand by." The tactical display lit up as the Zar'kesh fleet entered visual range. Their ships were sleek, almost organic in design, with pulse cannons that could tear through human shields like tissue paper. "All ships," Hawthorne commanded, "execute defensive pattern Theta. Let's make them work for it." The human vessels spread out, presenting a wider target profile to the approaching aliens. It was a standard tactic, one the Zar'kesh would be expecting. What they wouldn't be expecting was what came next. "Now," Marcus Hawthorne ordered. Aboard the Hermes, Captain Reeves grinned fiercely. "You heard the Admiral, boys. Light him up." Dozens of stealth drones, previously undetectable, suddenly blazed to life. They began broadcasting a cacophony of false sensor readings, targeting data and communication signals. To the Zar'kesh sensors, it would appear as if a massive human fleet had just decloaked around them. The effect was immediate. The alien fleet's neat formation dissolved into chaos as ships veered to avoid phantom collisions or turned to face non-existent threats. "They've taken the bait," Chen reported, a hint of excitement in his voice. "Their formation is breaking up." Hawthorne allowed himself a small smile. "Excellent. All ships prepare to execute attack pattern Omega on my mark." The human fleet held its position, waiting as the confused Zar'kesh tried to make sense of the sensor ghosts surrounding them. Hawthorne watched intently, looking for the perfect moment to strike. "Sir," Chen interrupted, "we're detecting energy ups in the Zar'kesh fleet. They're preparing to fire." "Steady," Hawthorne cautioned. "Wait for it." The Zar'kesh opened fire, their powerful weapons lashing out at targets that didn't exist. In doing so, they inadvertently created gaps in their own defensive screen. "Now," Hawthorne shouted, "all ships, execute Omega." The 5 human ships surged forward, their engines burning bright against the void. They slipped through the gaps in the Zar'kesh formation with surgical precision, weapons blazing. Aboard, the light cruiser kills Captain Jack Guillemil, whisked with glee as his ship dove between 2 massive Zar'kesh battlecruisers. "That's right, you ugly bastards. Didn't expect us to get this close, did you?" The Achilles point defense lasers carved into the alien ship's vulnerable engine sections, while missiles streaked from its launch tubes to detonate against weakened to death. Similar scenes played out across the battlefield as the human ships wreaked havoc within the heart of the Zar'kesh fleet. The aliens, still reeling from the electronic warfare assault, struggled to coordinate their defense against this unexpected close-quarters attack. But Hawthorne knew they couldn't keep this up forever. The element of surprise would only last so long, and eventually superior numbers would tell. "All ships," he commanded, "prepare for Phase 2. Commander Chen, status on the minefield." Chen consulted his displays. "Minefield is primed and ready, sir. Waiting for your order." Hawthorne nodded. This was the riskiest part of the plan, but also potentially the most devastating. "All ships disengage and fall back to Rally Point Bravo," he ordered. "Full burn now." The human vessels broke off their attack runs. Afterburners ignost emerged away from the Zar'kesh fleet. As expected, the aliens gave chase, enraged by the audacity of the human attack and eager for revenge. "They're pursuing, sir," Chen reported. "Entering the minefield in 3, 2, 1. Hawthorne's jaw clenched. "Detonate." Thousands of cloaked antimatter mines, painstakingly laid in the days leading up to the battle, suddenly flared to life. The Zar'kesh fleet, packed tightly together in pursuit, had no time to react. The resulting explosions were beyond spectacular. Blinding flashes of light filled the viewscreens as Zar'kesh ships were torn apart by the force of matter meeting antimatter. Those not destroyed outright were left crippled, their shields collapsed and hulls breached. "Status report," Hawthorne demanded. Chen's fingers flew over his console. "Sir, Zar'kesh fleet strength is, my god, it's down by over 60%. The remainder are in disarray, with multiple ships reporting critical damage." A cheer went up on the Defiant's bridge, quickly silenced by Hawthorne's. "This isn't over yet, people. Prepare for the final push. All ships form up on me. We're going to finish this." The 5 human vessels, battered but unbroken, formed a wedge formation with the Defiant at its tip. They charged back into the fray, weapons blazing at the dazed and disorganized Zar'kesh fleet. What followed was less a battle and more an execution. The human ships methodically picked off the remaining alien vessels, targeting command ships and heavy hitters first. The Zar'kesh, their confidence shattered and their coordination in tatters, could offer little effective resistance. Hours later it was over. The last Zar'kesh ship, a crippled destroyer, flickered and died as the Hermes landed the killing blow. Silence fell over the Defiant's bridge, broken only by the soft beeping of consoles and the hum of life support systems. The enormity of what they had just accomplished began to sink in. "Sir," Chen said quietly, "no more hostile contacts on sensors. The Zar'kesh fleet is destroyed." Hawthorne let out a long breath, feeling the weight of command ease slightly from his shoulders. "Send word to New Eden. Tell them the sky is clear. They're safe." As the message was relayed, Captain O'Neill's voice came over the comm. "Admiral, I think I speak for all of us when I say, holy shit, sir. We actually did it." A ripple of laughter went through the bridge crew, tension finally breaking. Hawthorne allowed himself a small chuckle. "That we did, Jack. That we did." "Sir," Captain Reeves chimed in, "what do you think the historians will call this one?" Hawthorne gazed out at the debris-strewn battlefield, remnants of the once mighty Zar'kesh armada now little more than space junk. "Oh, I don't know, Marcus. How about the miracle at Outnumbered?" "I like it," Reeves replied. "Has a nice ring to it." As the adrenaline of battle faded, Hawthorne felt a profound sense of pride in his crew and his fellow captains. They had faced impossible odds and emerged victorious through a combination of daring skill and sheer human ingenuity. "All right, people," he addressed the fleet, "we've won the day, but our job's not done. Let's get to work on search and rescue operations. I want to know if there are any Zar'kesh survivors out there. And someone get me a secure line to Fleet Command. I think it's time we took this fight to the enemy." As his crew sprang into action, Hawthorne allowed himself one last moment of reflection. Today, humanity had proven that it wasn't just another species to be conquered. They had shown the galaxy that humans were a force to be reckoned with, clever, adaptable, and capable of beating any odds. The Zar'kesh had learned that lesson the hard way. Hawthorne had a feeling they wouldn't be the last.